There's a crazy new TikTok challenge where kids are kicking in garage doors. Wow.
Can you see down here where it's kicked in?
Yep, it's bent. Now this might seem like a harmless prank, but it is causing a lot of damage and headaches for garage door owners. Let's party. Now this TikTok challenge started when kids were kicking in front entry doors to families' homes. But here's the breakdown, and basically what we're seeing now is that many kids are kicking in garage doors just for clout on TikTok. This is damaging property and freaking out a lot of homeowners who think they're being robbed. And trust me, if you are nestled into your home, probably finishing up your day, maybe you're just thinking like, resting, relaxing, I've got nothing to worry about, I'm safe in this place, and you hear a large bang or a big boom to your garage, what are you going to think? Naturally, it's going to scare you, your family, and you're going to think a number of things that are happening to your home, which quite frankly is so possible because most garage doors are non-insulated, thus hollow. So when you kick a garage door from the outside, that hollow sound, that big boom should resonate or will resonate into the garage and potentially into your home. So you can just imagine the noise that this is creating, not just for specific homes, but for communities, especially if you have like a gang of kids that are just going around kicking in garage doors. Yet, what we're seeing here is amping up the challenge just for virality. So by the time the family gets wind of what's happened, the pranksters have ran off to another garage door or to another community just to get that dopamine hit, just to get that virality, and ultimately, the homeowners, they're left with a big garage door repair bill. So who should be worried about this? Well, pretty much everyone with a garage door. This challenge targets random houses, so any family with a garage door could be a potential victim. In fact, I don't even think communities with gates are even safe. Subsequently, apartments in low-income communities are probably most at risk just because they are easy targets and these properties suffer a number of different damages. So how can you protect yourself from this crazy TikTok challenge? Well, I think one of the best things you could do is invest in good lighting. I think lighting is better than any HD camera or camera security system that you can put into your home. In fact, I think cameras almost incite these young ones to do these types of things because ultimately, like I said, they're just looking for that attention, virality, to be able to be caught to a certain degree. And knowing that that's kind of like always been the MO of these challenges, just to kind of get recognized, that's probably not the best way to go. I mean, you can install a security camera and that would be perfectly fine, but good lighting could illuminate the situation and could perhaps maybe deter these pranksters, these youngsters that are simply just wanting to go viral. Another thing that I would consider is looking at reinforcing your garage door. Now, I know that aesthetically, you'll still probably have a dent to the door, but what you don't want is for the door to collapse inward, for the actual door to come off the tracks, to be pushed into the garage. I would add some support struts to the section. Of course, that is going to add some weight to the door, which could mean that you probably have to adjust your torsion springs or invest in getting new torsion springs. And thus, if you have a flimsy or a weak garage door system, then maybe reinforcing it with struts or some type of reinforcement system, which there are kits out there to do that, you could be able to stop these little pranksters, these young ones that are, again, just trying to get some attention. Last but not least, you can definitely invest into a security system. I don't necessarily think the cameras that are out today are probably the best quality. I mean, these are your do-it-yourself cameras that you can install, these Ring cameras or these Arlos or Google Nest or whatever options. You do tend to gravitate towards whatever your budget allows, whatever your needs are. Perhaps maybe you might think of a specific type of night vision or clarity about the camera. But again, if you're looking at going with a camera system, you might want to find a way to strategically put it so that the way they're able to be caught or they're able to be noticed whenever they approach your garage door. And there is a type of video camera that does exist that LIFTMASTER has come out with, this video keypad, wireless video keypad that can capture whenever someone approaches your door, that can give you notifications whenever someone wants to perhaps maybe tamper with the keypad or tamper with your door. So something like this might be a viable option. That is, if you're trying to get specific angles or different angles. This happens to have like a little swivel to it, and it's a nice little piece of tech. There are some caveats behind it. It's not necessarily like the most high tech, and the battery tends to run out pretty quick. But if you're interested in a product like this from LIFTMASTER on their MyQ platform, I'll leave a link down in the description. Now again, if you have some minor dents to your garage door, you can easily try to bang them out. I would do it with a mallet, not something harder than a mallet, but try and straighten out those dents as best as possible. I have seen efforts from homeowners that have tried to do that, but I would be careful not to hit too hard or bend too forcefully the section, because that could create cracks, and that might actually create other problems in the future. Like for example, if your garage door opens and there is a tear, there is a crack to it, it might create like this bowing or bending effect. So when you're talking about dents and where you're looking at dents to your garage door, banging them out is an option, but I don't necessarily think it's a long-term option. Now, if you have major garage door damage, then I would say the best thing to do is to reach out to a garage door company that could assess the damage to be able to determine what sort of issue it has, and more importantly, just to check the safety of the garage door, because if there is major damage, then that could create problems for you and your family's safety. And thinking about that safety, you never really want that damage to exist or to prolong to the degree where the door could collapse, because that is a reality and a possibility. Now, the garage door contractor might provide some options of repairing the door, or partially replacing the door, or replacing the entire door. Of course, the caveat there is that if the door is older, then there may not be parts available for that door, so it's probably just best to replace. And right now it's tax season, so you may be thinking of using your tax dollars or your tax return to be able to invest into a new garage door system, which is probably the best time to do it because there's a lot of deals right now as we are coming into the new year. Usually their garage door sales are kind of low, and we don't really necessarily think about maybe making expenses to our garage door, but a new garage door system might just be the best way to make that tax return give you a lot of bang for your buck. But now thinking about that, perhaps you've already invested into a new garage door, say last year or sometime earlier this year, and now this TikTok challenge has stricken that new garage door. Yeah, you know what? I would be pretty upset myself. In fact, we just installed a great new CHI door for our customer, beautiful doors, so I would hate for that family to have to suffer something like this to that brand new garage door, because there's just so much cost involved, the damage to that type of property. Thinking of that type of situation, if you've already purchased a new garage door and some prankster does this to your garage door, kicks it in, I do hope you have some good home insurance. Now, what could we all do to help out this situation? Well, let's definitely talk to our kids. Let's make sure that they understand the dangers and consequences that these social media challenges have, not just only on the community and families, but even on themselves. I mean, this is a dumb and dangerous challenge. Not only does it affect, that is, property to the community, but there's even some emotional stress that actually affects families. Once again, you could be quiet, home, just there, just enjoying your time in the safety of your home, and then you hear something alarming, something loud, and the first thing that comes into your mind, oh no, I'm being robbed. That's the world that we live in right now. So it would really be sad to see that with our actions, or perhaps maybe the actions of our families, create these types of situations, and then in the long run probably have to suffer some type of legal repercussion. Because at the end of the day, we just want to all to be able to help each other out. In fact, if you have had this situation happen to you, or if you know of someone who does, please chime down below, because we would love to hear about it. What do you think? What are your opinions? There's a lot of harm that could be done with these pranks and these social media challenges, but if we get to talk about them, if we get to share about it on this community, on this channel, then we might be able to help each other out. Now, we have a number of videos on garage doors and garage door repairs on this channel, so let's keep this party going. Check out one of these videos right here. As always, I want to thank y'all for partying with me. Y'all stay safe.